Hi guys, it's Rich Little Poor Girl here, and in today's quick video, I just want to share with you this recipe for an at-home Starbucks style iced vanilla latte. It tastes exactly like the real thing, but you can make it using instant coffee, which I think is going to help a lot of people. Now, before anyone runs to the comments and gives this a thumbs down and says, excuse me, but did you know it's only a latte if it uses espresso and instant coffee doesn't count, blah, blah, blah. I know, I'm actually a trained barista maestro. I worked many years at one of the worldwide high street chains of coffee shops all through school and university. So I know all about good coffee, and I know all about what an iced vanilla latte tastes like, having had many free ones during my time as a barista. But I also know that this tastes just the same, and that most of us just want a drink that tastes as good as a Starbucks iced vanilla latte but doesn't cost like £4 or $5. So that's what I'm teaching you to make in this video. If you are a coffee lover and you're really into your espresso, you can also just replace the instant coffee that you'll see me use in a second with your proper espresso from your coffee machine at home, you lucky devil. But most of us don't have a coffee machine, and instead you can use instant coffee. You can use like a Keurig, a Tassimo, Nespresso. You can use those as well, and I'll tell you in the video where you can switch them out. But I use instant coffee, and as a barista I can tell you it tastes exactly the same. Okay, so here's how to make it. Let's get into it. So to make your Starbucks iced vanilla latte, you're going to need ice, funnily enough. I found that about 2 freezer trays of ice is enough to make a Grande latte, which is like a medium size. You're also going to need milk. Starbucks generally use 2% milk, which is semi-skimmed, as we call it in the UK. However, you can use whatever type of milk you want. 4% or full fat, 1% skimmed, soy, almond, all the types of milk, whatever you please. You're going to need coffee. Of course, I'm using instant, as I said earlier, but if you do prefer to use espresso, I'll show you in just a second how and when to use that. And finally, your syrup, and you can choose any flavour that you like. The brand that I prefer is Monin syrup, because you can get it in Sainsbury's and Tesco's. They sell it in small bottles in the coffee aisle, which I find really handy. It's also the exact brand of syrup that we used when I worked at the high street chain coffee store. So I know that it's a really good brand of syrups, great flavours, and you can even get sugar-free versions. I will link the brand below where you can buy it online, but as I said, Tesco and Sainsbury's and quite possibly your local supermarkets sell it, so do check it in the coffee aisle to see if it's there. It's about £3 for a small bottle, so it's still cheaper than a Starbucks coffee, and of course you get like a lot of drinks out of one bottle, so it works out a lot cheaper in the long run. To start off with, just boil your kettle. Now don't let it boil all the way, because this is going to give you really hot coffee that's going to bring up the temperature of your iced vanilla latte. You just need the water warm enough to dissolve some instant coffee, and then in a little container, separate container, put in your instant coffee. You want 1 teaspoon for a small, 1.5 for a medium, and 2 for a large. I'll put the measurements below. Of course you can play around with them depending on how strong you like your drinks, but this is based on what Starbucks use in terms of like a shot. So give that a quick stir like this to dissolve all of the instant coffee, and then set that aside. Then get the cup you're going to put your drink in, and in the bottom of that you want to put your syrup. And again, it's 1 tablespoon for a small drink, 1.5 for a medium-sized drink, and 2 for a large, just based on the amount of pumps that Starbucks use for their drinks. Again, the measurements are in the down bar if you need them written down, and you can always play around with it. Fill your cup with ice, and then go ahead and pour in your coffee. And at this stage I like to give it a quick stir just to bring down the temperature of the coffee. And then go ahead and just fill your cup with your milk of choice, whether you're using full fat, semi-skimmed, soya, almond, any type of milk. Fill it all the way to the top. Pop your lid on securely, because no one likes a drink spilled in your bag. I've been there. And then give it another stir just to make sure all the syrup and the coffee at the bottom is evenly distributed, and it's literally that easy. You are done. Now, a quick pro tip for you is, if you find that your ice tends to melt and make the end of the drink watery, just make some normal black coffee, let it cool down, pour it in an ice cube tray and freeze it, and then you've got coffee ice cubes that stop your drink from getting weak. Now, if you prefer to make your iced vanilla latte with espresso, then when I added the instant coffee dissolved in water, instead of doing that, you just make your normal shot of espresso from your coffee machine, Nespresso, even a Tassimo. I would get an espresso shot, so not a long coffee. You don't want to use a pod that makes like an Americano or something, obviously, because it's going to be too long. If you get an espresso shot, you can do it with a Tassimo machine, whatever machine you want to get to express 1 shot of espresso, and then you can just go ahead, pop that in your cup, and copy what I did from there. Of course, you can then go on to add whipped cream and sauce and all the good things, but I thought that I would first just show you how to make a simple iced vanilla latte or caramel latte. I hope that you found it useful. If you liked it, please do give me a thumbs up. It just helps me to get seen a little bit more on YouTube. This is quite a new channel, so I'm just trying to get out there and spread the word of living a champagne lifestyle on a lemonade budget, which is what my channel Rich Little Poor Girl is all about, because I like to have nice things like iced vanilla lattes, but I don't have enough money to get them all the time, and I like finding ways to make recipes or travel to nice places or have nice home decor without spending lots of money. So if that's the sort of thing that you want to see more of, like, but also subscribe for 2 new videos every week on exactly that. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back at the weekend with my next video. Thank you.